Blog Talk Radio.
There you have it, folks. From coast to coast, the wolves are howling. Paula White is still howling, and her buddy over in Ohio, Rod Parsley, is still howling, and the preachers from L.A. over there on the West Coast are howling. And you know who I am. I'm the wolf tracker. I track all howling wolves. I track the nasty wolves who masquerade in sheep's clothing. And tonight's show is about Mr. Rod Parsley. This is going to be our third show on this nefarious character. And we've done a show about him doing first fruits, how he's a copycat, how he lacks intelligence, how he lacks creative ability to come up with his own scam. Oh, he's a scam artist. He uses every prosperity gospel scam under the sun. There's not a scam that Rod Parsley won't use. However, he's not the creator of any of those scams. He's just not. He doesn't have it. If you can believe it, dim-witted Paula White is smarter than he is. If you can believe it, I mean that's hard to believe because she is dim-witted. How much more dim-witted can you be than a dimwit? But obviously Rod Parsley is because he's using her scam verbatim. He parrots Paula's first fruit scam to the T. And so we talked about him yesterday, how on Jude verse 11, we can conclude that Rod Parsley is an end-time heretic. He has gone, as it states in Jude 11, it says, "Woe to them, for they have gone in the way of Cain." That's Rod Parsley. He's gone the way of Cain. And has run greedily after the error of Balaam for reward. That's Rod Parsley. So Rod Parsley is both a Cain and a Balaam, but also he's a Korah, and perished in the gainsaying of Korah. So those three characters in Jude 11, those three Old Testament characters. One, Cain, the first son of Adam and Eve, was a heretic. In fact, he was more than a heretic. He was a heresiarch. He is a creator of heresy and the first heretic in human history. Then followed up by Balaam, the false prophet, who would prophesy anything if the price was right. If you can pay him well, listen, the same way Steve Muncie is a Balaam, and the way many others are. Mike Murdoch is another Balaam. You give them the right kind of money. Excuse me. You give them the right kind of money, and these guys will prophesy anything. So Rod Parsley is also a Balaam, but he's also a Korah. He is just trying to establish an apostate church within the true church. And all you have to do is read the book of Numbers and find out what this Korah did and how he perished when he tried to split the Lord's church. And that's the fate that awaits all false prophets. Well, tonight's program has to do with Rod Parsley, but it has to do with something that he said yesterday in his birthday party. Excuse me, tracking wolves out in the sleet, the cold, the freezing temperature has me with the sniffles, and I'm coughing, and I'm drinking tea and many other things, but tracking wolves is hard work. But I'm on the job, folks. I'm on the job. So tonight's program is about something that Rod Parsley said yesterday. And this is what he said. And by the way, yesterday was his 50th birthday, and it was a televised birthday party, but he took that opportunity, because he's an opportunist. He took that opportunity to have his televised birthday party to scam people. He turned that birthday party into a flea-thon. And this is what Rod Parsley said while conducting his flea-thon. He said that he was going to be coming out shortly with a new book that is going to prove how the Gregorian calendar, the calendar that we in the Western world go by, those of us who are non-Jews, that's the calendar we go by. It starts with January and ends with December. We don't follow a Jewish calendar with the months having Jewish names or Hebrew names. We follow a Western calendar. It's called the Gregorian calendar. So now Rod Parsley is coming out with a new book in which he wants to blast the Gregorian calendar. He wants to show that it's Babylonian, how it's Babylonian in origin and pagan and blah 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 blah. Now this guy is so dim-witted. He is such a moron that he thinks that we forgot. See, Rod Parsley has a major problem, and I haven't even seen the book. Nobody's seen the book. The book is yet to come off the presses. But based on what this moron said, and I don't know how he can be the president of a Bible college. That blows my mind. But based upon what this wolf said, he's going to have a major problem. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in the past, Rod Parsley has used the Gregorian calendar. He's used the months and the dates of the Gregorian calendar and the years of the Gregorian calendar to fleece people, to fleece millions of people. And he has a major problem. Now, let me explain to you. Now, if you can remember back on October the 10th, 2010, Rod Parsley was promoting a service called the 10-10-10 service, and he's into numerology. And just like the people who are involved in horoscopes, they're into numerology. So Rod Parsley began to promote, well, there's going to be a special service that, there's a special date that only comes around once every 1,000 years. And that's when the numbers are lined up, and October, which is the 10th month, right? And the 10th day of the month, which is October 10th of the 10th year of the millennium. So 10-10-10, October 10th, 2010. So he did that one, and he said, that day is a special appointment with God. God is going to meet us. God is going to come down. God is going to do miracles on that day. God is going to show up because these dates are aligned, 10-10-10. And then the following year, he ran the same scam. He has said, we're going to have a special service because never in 1,000 years are you ever going to have 11-11-11, November the 11th, 2011. Then the following year, he came up with the same scam, 12-12-12, December the 12th, 2000. He says, in 1,000 years, we'll never have these kinds of numbers lined up, and we're going to have such an appointment with God. God spoke into my spirit. I'm prophesying that these are special days with God. Well, you see, here's the problem. He was using the Gregorian calendar. The same calendar that now he wants to tell us is pagan, is from Babylon, is demonic. So now he used the Gregorian calendar to scam people out of thousands, because he was telling them, look, you got to send in your offering on 10-10-10. You got to get here. You got to get the offering here before 10-10-10. You got to get it here before 11-11-11. You got to get it here before 12-12-12. In order for the numbers to work for you, you got to sow a seed. You remember that? Well, the only other person ever to do that before, to promote the numerology of dates like 10-10-10, 11-11-11, 12-12-12, was a Satanist. His name was Anton Szandor LaVey. He was the founder of the Church of Satan, and he founded the Church of Satan on June the 6th, 1966. So that ought to give you a clue as to who inspired Rod Parsley. Remember that Paul said that many will come in the last days teaching doctrines or having teachers inspired by demons. So here's the problem that Rod Parsley has, because he got a boatload of money using the Gregorian calendar. Got a boatload of money using 10-10-10, 11-11-11, 12-12-12. Now he's trying to make another boatload of money, because remember, he's not going to need those days for another 1,000 years. He's not going to be around. So now he's writing a book condemning the very calendar that he used to scam people. Now he's writing a book, and he wants you to buy the book, and he wants you to put it on the New York Times bestseller. Now, here's the problem he has. The problem that Rod Parsley has is that there could be some people who can get together and file a class action suit asking for their money back, the money that they sent to him on 10-10-10, the money they sent to him on 11-11-11, the money that they sent to him on 12-12-12, because if you take all of the videos leading to those services and all the promises he made and how those dates, which are from the Gregorian calendar, how they're of God and how they're anointed dates and how these dates mark an appointment with God, an appointment with destiny that you can't miss. If you take all of that video footage and then you buy his book and you take the video footage and you take the book and you give it to an attorney and you tell them, look how this guy bamboozled us, I'm sure that the tens of thousands of people who got hoodwinked by Rod Parsley, if they did a class action suit and said, we want our money back, and we're going to audit your books, and and every person who gave money, who sent him money, I'm sure that if they got together, if they really got together and got themselves a savvy attorney an attorney that knows what he's doing, I'm sure that they can sue Rod Parsley, a class action suit, and get this fraud, get this hoodwinker, get this scam artist to give them back their money. Because on the one hand, he's saying that the Gregorian calendar is of God. On the other hand, he's saying that it's of Satan. So either he's stupid or moronic or dim-witted, or he scams people out of tens of thousands. And I would agree he's both. I would say he's both. So I can't wait for the book to come out because I'm going to buy it. And then I'm going to do a plethora of shows on the book showing how idiotic and how moronic Rod Parsley is. So listen, folks, this is not the last time we're going to be talking about Rod Parsley's new book. It's not even out. But I am already attacking it because just based on what he said at his flea-thon birthday party, there's enough to declare, there's enough to say that this guy is a scam artist. Well, tune in tomorrow. I'll have another show on Rod Parsley. God bless you and have a wonderful evening.